Hey, everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Today we are joined by your newest NPC Nationals heavyweight and overall champion, all the way from Colorado. Please welcome Jonathan Withers. How are you, Jonathan?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I just asked you before we started recording how old you are. 29 years old, so finally another young buck. I like to see young guys turning pro because that means there's plenty of time to get better and be up in the pro shows for many years to come. Whereas, turn pro at like 40, 50 years old, not that window's not quite as large. So
Yeah, it's hard to,
congratulations.
hard to put
Uh,
the size on when you're not young anymore.
Tell me about it. But so when you won, obviously I saw the picture, said this guy's incredible. We'll talk about the legs. I'm sure you've been hammered with questions about your legs, but I want to know a little bit more about you because I've never heard of you until now. I don't know if you've competed a lot or not, but we'll get into that. So first of all, where did you grow up? Where are you from, and what kind of things were you into as a younger guy?
Originally, I'm from Texas. I grew up in Fort Worth, Texas. I played sports like everyone in Texas.
Yeah, yeah.
um, foot,
Football, isn't that mandatory?
football, wrestling. And then I did other sports like track and soccer when I was younger, but mainly wrestling and football in high school.
Okay. And is that where you started weight training? Was it for wrestling and football?
Yes, sir. And fell in love with the gym actually, from that. I didn't really enjoy the sports too much. I mean, I was good at them.
Mm.
I mean, I was the captain of the football team and things like
Oh,
that, but I uh I enjoy just the weight room more.
yeah. You know how many guys have said that? They came to bodybuilding because they were in football or wrestling. It usually is football or wrestling. I was a wrestler. And they said that's it. The training, I didn't really like playing anymore. I didn't like wrestling. I didn't like playing, but the man, I loved they'd hit the gym like before the practice. Like Kuklo, I think, was one who said he used to go
Yeah,
to there's a few of them. They do the full practice, then they'd go train after that, which
exactly.
uh,
I'd take a
that
meal
was
with me so I could eat after practice and then I'd go work out.
so when did you first become aware of muscles and bodybuilding and have the desire yourself to become bigger, more muscular?
Um, Pretty much high school. My wife's brother, my brother-in-law, he competed. Well, both of two of them actually competed,
Oh wow.
and they were the biggest guys I've ever seen.
Hmm.
And they competed at light heavy. So I mean, I'm already bigger than they were. Um, but yeah, like at the time though, I mean, they were freaky to me.
Hmm.
And I used to pick up the magazines, and you see Jay Cutler and Ronnie and all those guys on it, and you know, not thinking it's possible to ever get that big.
Yeah. I
And
mean, usually there is somebody like someone says, I saw Jay Cutler, and I said, that's it. I got to look. Even if they know in their heart of hearts, I'm probably never going to look like that. But man, that's who I would love to look like. Was there anyone physique or pro that you said, if I could ever look like that guy?
it was Jay Cutler,
Jay Cutler, yeah. Not
100%. I mean, the legs. I
yeah.
mean, that was my goal. I remember I used to flex in the mirror. You're younger, and like, how do I get these things bigger? What
Yeah.
do I do?
Yeah.
and
So did your future brother-in-laws, because at that time they were just your girlfriend's brothers, did they give you any help or guidance or just inspiration?
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely Jake. He helped me out quite a bit, and just kind of just more like support. He gave me like workouts and stuff like that. As time went on, but I wasn't ever like really serious about bodybuilding because So I went to college and didn't do so hot,
Hmm.
and like most people, and so I joined the Marine Corps at 20,
Hmm.
and did that for 5 years. Got out in 2016,
Hmm.
and then went to college again, got my degrees, and then decided it was time as I was finishing up my degrees to start bodybuilding.
Yeah. Let's not gloss over your achievements here, guy. Come on. So 5 years in the United States Marine Corps, which just had their 249th birthday, I think you posted.
Yes, sir.
Or was it 250th? Well, so next year is a big one for them. And you served Operation Enduring Freedom over in Afghanistan. How long were you over in Afghanistan for?
6 months, and then I did another. It was like a 2 month little deployment, pretty much around the world, where I went to like Guam, Korea, a bunch of small little island places, and picked up like cargo and stuff like that. And that was a fun trip.
Yeah. Because, I don't know if you're aware, we have a cameraman and photographer named Hector Mendoza. He's done a few shoots. He's a veteran. He served in Afghanistan as well. And he says it gave him a much deeper appreciation for what we have here in the USA, seeing what people around the world are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. Same thing for you?
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's why I get frustrated sometimes when people don't really appreciate what we have here. Our country's pretty amazing. And, I mean, it has issues like everywhere else, but we have the ability to change those issues.
Mm.
And other places don't.
Okay. So you got out of the Marine Corps, you went back to college, you earned degrees in history and psychology. Not bad, not too shabby, sir. So when did you decide this bodybuilding thing, I really want to get more serious about it, make it go and see how good I can be at it?
It was towards the end of 2018.
Oh wow. Jeez.
Yeah. So I mean, it's been pretty recent. I saw Justin Compton was coaching people, and one of my friends had gotten a coach, and he's like, "Hey, man, you should get a coach." We always kind of talk about it, and I was always a huge fan of Justin. I mean, he's one of my top 5 favorite bodybuilders of all time.
Yeah.
His physique I mean, he has that freak factor.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still honestly, a guy.
I hate to interrupt, but I was looking at pictures the other day of Dennis Wolf competing and Justin, and I was like, man, selfishly, I want Justin back on the pro stages. He was so good. We really, not that we don't have a lot of good guys now, but he was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was underrated because he was gone so fast. He only did a few pro shows and then talk him into a comeback. But so no chance. I don't know.
I don't think so.
So anyway, yeah, it's been about 2 years you've been serious about this. Wow. So you had never competed before, I assume.
No.
Just recently. So what did you look like at the end of 2018 when you started working with Justin?
I actually posted a picture of comparison of like this prep, like 4 weeks out, I think, to when I started with Justin. And I mean, I was a big guy, but I had, I was probably 18, 20% body fat, and I weighed about, I think, 238.
Okay.
And then I shared the picture when I was on prep, and I weighed the same weight. Substantially leaner and way more muscle. And so, I mean, I had a good base to start with. I've always been kind of big. And,
we got to get people to your Instagram, guy. Because you don't post much, because I only went down a few pictures and it said like 2015. I'm like, what? Yeah. I assume you're going to be posting a lot more.
I am. I just posted before this. So
Jonathan Withers 91, guys. You can remember that. Jonathan Withers 91, the year he was born. Yeah, you're definitely not an attention whore. I get that already about you.
I wanted to get notoriety for what I do on the stage, not for posting about it.
I'm glad you said that, because so many competitors out there, they have it in their heads that it's all political. It's how many followers you have. It's who's your sponsor, how many judges you know, how well connected you are. Dude, you just proved you come out of literally nowhere. I never heard of you in my life. And judges do the right thing. They see the best physique. It doesn't matter. This guy's got 140K followers. They're not worried about that. They're looking at physiques. You had the best physique. They recognize that. They put you in the middle, put you in the overall pose. Now you got the overall, and here you are. So relax, everybody. It's all about physiques. It's yeah.
Yes, sir.
You prove it, because there are guys that win that have this connection, that connection, where people can say, well, no, Jonathan did this on his own, guys. Come on.
Yeah. I just wanted to do that. And I said, once I get my pro card, I'm going to be a lot more engaging and things like that with fans. But this was for me. This was 100% for me. And it was something I had to do for myself.
Yeah. So backtracking just a little bit, when did you start competing? When did Justin get ready for your first show?
I've only done one show before this.
I love it.
Yeah.
Was it Ronnie Coleman Classic, the one in the pictures?
The 2019 Ronnie Coleman Classic, and I won the overall at that show. And then me and Justin said, "Hey man, let's take a year off and grow a little bit and do a national show and see how we do." And it worked out.
When you won the Ronnie show, what kind of feedback did you get from people?
It was pretty crazy then too. I mean, I maybe had 200 followers when I did that, and I got 1,000 people from it, and the judges told me, hey, you got the wheels already to be a pro. Yeah. Just put some size on your upper body, and we did this year. We put on about 15 pounds of tissue, and that was enough to win. So
Yeah. Okay, now it's time to talk about the legs. You know, we had to get there eventually. I'm not the first person. Somebody else said it, so I can't take credit for it. I think it was Xavier Wills, who does desktop bodybuilding. He did a review of the nationals. Very, very, very comprehensive. And man, he said this that you have some of the best legs in bodybuilding today. In today, that's including all the pros. That's including Brandon and Rami and whoever else you want to mention, which is insane to think that someone we never heard about until a few days ago. Basically, you just won the nationals. We're doing this on a Tuesday. You've been a pro for 3 or 4 days now. So, did you have big legs when you started? Did they grow really fast? What's the story behind those wheels, man?
So I've always had kind of big legs.
Yeah.
And I think it was just from being a big fat kid, kind of,
Yeah.
and being short, and I like to squat. Um, I don't squat anymore. I got some knee issues going on, and so I'm actually probably gonna have to get PRP in one of my knees next year.
Mm.
I got pretty bad tendonitis that flares up because I've Osgood Slaughters, and it's the growth deformity on the tibia.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody else had that in the sport like a year ago or so. I can't remember who it was, but that's I
Yeah,
never would have heard that term before, but somebody else said they had it. So you say short. I'm not the tallest guy. How tall are you, sir?
I'm 5'7".
Oh, okay. Well, I'm 5'7.5" on a good day now, but
Yeah, that's
that's
what I tell people too.
used to be. I got to remind him. I used to be 5'8", but gravity, man,
Gravity.
disc compression. It's going to get everybody in the end. So I assume you built most of those legs with squats for many, many years, correct?
That was it, and I was natural for quite a long time.
Hmm.
Until I was almost 26. I haven't been pushing it too hard, and
That's tremendous, man. So
yeah,
wow. Yeah.
I like to work out. I mean, that was the key, and that's my stress relief. It's keeps me sane,
Yeah.
and I get in the gym and turn everything else off and just work.
Yeah. I keep using you as an example to put other people down. Sorry, but the opportunity just keeps coming up. You do it. I'm glad you said that because I think the most successful people in the sport, obviously genetics are always going to play a role, but it's the people who love training. They'll train whether someone's watching them or not watching them. They always want to do the best they can regardless. Whereas social media has given us a whole generation of people. I don't think they really love training. They love getting attention to say they trained and here's a clip of me deadlifting today, here's me squatting, but they're doing it more for the likes, the follows, the views. Where if there was no social media, you would still be in the gym every day. It wouldn't matter. I know you
Oh,
would.
for sure. I mean, I don't even have my phone on me most of the time.
I love it.
Yeah, I have my music, but I might change a song here or there. But I uh, I just
I
get
got
after it.
I got to go back to that. You had this picture of your quads, man. We'll have to get up a bigger version. It looks photoshopped. That's how freaky your quads are in this picture. Man, I got to find the right picture now. But what have they measured at their biggest in the off season for you?
I think like 30, 31, 32.
Wow, dude, that is an enormous set of quads. Wow, I don't know why I can't. I think it was like in one of those ones. Oh, here we go. It was this one. Yeah, can the camera can you see it in the camera now?
Yeah.
Dude, that looks fake. I know it's not, but they're so ridiculous. Wow.
Yeah. Just that off season pump, I got all that food in me.
I'm trying to think of who else has quads like that, and there's only one name that comes to mind. You know what I'm going to say? Big Ramy.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I don't know anyone else who has that freakish development. So you don't need any more quads. Your quads are done, sir. You're good with those. People will want to know, have you done any crazy weights on squats, hacks, leg press? Are you super
I,
strong on legs?
yeah, I mean, my favorite leg machine, honestly, is the pendulum squat.
Oh, okay.
I love it, but I max it out. I can put 6 plates on it, the Atlantis one, and
Wow.
uh, and I throw maybe like a 25-pound band on there,
Hmm.
and I can get that for about 10 reps on a good day. So I mean, that's moving some weight. And
Yeah. Is that six on each side? I
no,
don't know how that
it's
particular.
you can only put 6 plates total on there.
Uh,
It's the one that's like the humbler.
yeah, they all are. I used the one by Arsenal Strength. I've
That
never
one's a little bit
seen.
heavier actually, and I think I can put about 5 on that one because it's a little bit heavier. But yeah, I love that machine. It takes all the pressure off my back and my knees. Um, I do hack squats, a lot of leg presses, but I don't really barbell squat too much anymore. And,
Yeah.
I think the bigger I've gotten, the harder it is for me to have good form.
Right. Well, I mean, a lot of guys I've talked to, once they have enough shoulder mass and density, it's hard to just get the bar there and hold it behind your head for the squats in the first place. I think
Yeah,
that's
I'll do like safety bars every once in a while if there's a good safety bar in the gym I'm at, and I like those. But yeah, it's hard to get your hands back around that bar.
so. What kind of rep range do you like to train legs in, or
I'm a pretty high,
ranges?
I'm a pretty high rep guy. I mean, I never really get under 12.
Okay.
Um, I mean, sometimes I'll shoot for 8 to 10, but I usually I like to have it pretty high and put that blood in there and that lactic acid build up.
And legs once a week, twice a week, every 5 days? How often?
Um, once a week, I do hamstrings and quads together just because I don't need the work.
Yeah,
And I mean, honestly, I might do 3 working sets.
fair enough. Yeah, have you ever considered, your upper body's, it's great, but compared to those legs, those legs are
Yeah.
just like from another planet. Have guys like Branch and I'm sure there's been a couple others. I think even Flex Lewis when he was younger, they took time off training their legs just to let the upper body get up and catch up to it. Have
So
you thought about that?
so I did that this year because I was having those knee issues.
Mm,
I took about 3, 4 months off of my legs. Well, I still train hamstrings. I would do like seated hamstring curls and some stiff legs. That was about it.
yeah.
And it's a little bit of glute work. Um, but I didn't train any quads for about 4 months.
Hmm.
Um, just to let that tendonitis kind of heal up, and it balanced my physique out a lot. I mean, you saw those off-season pictures of my quads,
Yeah.
and so they were actually a little downsized at nationals.
Hmm.
Um,
That's crazy. It's probably for the best because Rami, I love you, Rami. Rami fans, don't kill me, but Rami doesn't have the detail, the separation that I really want to see in those giant quads. It would make them so much better. And that's the first thing I noticed about yours was all the little cross striations, the deep cuts, crevices, so much detail. It takes it to another level of impressiveness when you have the size and that detail. To me, that's why Phil Heath was so dominant and is probably stands a good chance to repeat again. It's not just because he's big; he's got so much separation and detail, muscle maturity that these other guys don't have. I'm actually surprised, with you're still kind of young in the game and a young man that you have that muscle maturity that I don't see a lot of guys get till mid 30s, late 30s sometimes. Were they always cut and detailed like that?
no, they weren't. Actually, I used to go do squats for an hour,
Hmm.
and I wasn't getting any detail work in. I wasn't doing a ton of leg extensions or lunges or anything like that. And so I had really big legs, but they just weren't super detailed. And also the stair climber for 2 hours a day will
Oof.
put some cuts in your legs. And I had a heck of a time making weight for this prep. So Justin Compton had me doing a lot of cardio.
Well, I'm thinking here, the super guy was tremendous. How tall is that guy in real life? He looked like he was about 6'5", six
I don't
six.
know. I think he was like 6'3", six.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, still really tall. I
yeah.
mean, and he was like almost 280. He's a
Wow.
big man.
So if you had screwed up and weighed in at 227 and you beat him in the overall, so you would have beat him in the supers anyway. So I think it all would have worked out the same way. You just would have been the super heavyweight and overall champion, but you would have been 227-pound super, which is something like that. It all worked out for the best. I got to ask you, this year has been so crazy for everybody. Was this your plan all along when you started 2020? Did you know I'm going to do the nationals? And obviously, it would have been actually no. The date didn't really change much, right? The date was about
No,
it's
the
always in
dates
November anyway.
nationals. So the original plan was I was going to do USA's,
Oh, okay.
and we started prep in what was it? I think into March,
Yeah.
and then all the stuff hit, and did that for I think 6 weeks, and then they finally canceled it and came off prep, and then we're like, hey, let's grow a little bit, and
Mm,
it was wish washy. So
yeah.
finally, me and Justin just came up with the idea. Let's just plan on nationals. It's later in the year. We can do that, and to give my body a little bit of rest, and then we just hit it hard.
Yeah. What does that do to your head as a competitor when you're prepping for a show? You're not sure it's going to happen, and then you get the news that it got moved. It's not going to. Yeah, because you obviously USA is in July. It's always been in July, and now it's December, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, wow, that's ridiculous. So how does that, you had to be on prep and then say, all right, we got to back off. Is it hard to go from prep, not on prep, prep, not on prep several times in a row like that?
Yeah, mentally it was tough just from the perspective of like, you turn that switch on and you're doing your cardio, you're eating your meals, you're very structured, and then you get a little bit of break from that.
Mm.
And I'm married, so I like to spend time with my wife, and she's in med school, so she's busy too,
My
and we try
goodness.
to we try to enjoy our time when we have it, and so it was hard turning those switches on and off.
Yeah. You guys been together since high school, you said, right?
Yes, sir. Our senior year, so 2009.
Wow, God bless you. Wow. Wow, med school. Geez, I mean, I'm surprised if you ever see her. That's a very, very demanding what's this med school? 3 years, 4 years?
It's 4 years.
4 years? Yeah, wow. Well, you're gonna have a doctor for wife though eventually. It's all gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, so what about training situation? I see you posting from the Powerhouse Gym in Aurora, Colorado. What was the situation with shutdowns and quarantines in your state? How long
Uh,
was the gym shut down for?
it was shut down for quite a while. I think we opened back up in May,
Oh,
but
okay. That's not bad.
luckily I had access to the gym.
Yeah.
The owners, they let me and one of the other guys work out that work there, and he's been my training partner, and we got to work out, and so that was good. And then I train up at Armbrust as well a few days a
Oh,
week.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
so
where Phil Heath, seven-time Mr. Olympia, trains. A
that's
few
it.
other Ivana. That place has a few good pros, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, Brett Wilkin, Martin Fitzwater, Adam Young, Russ Allen. I mean, there's tons more to name. Heather Grace.
Oh yeah, wow. Jeez. So people I've talked to, I might have snuck into a gym here and there during our quarantine went much longer here in Massachusetts, but I got two reactions from people. Some people say they love training in the gym without all the people that are normally there because it's quiet, never had any distractions, nobody coming up. Especially, when you've only done one other show, but typically when you're prepping for a show and you need to really focus and get down to business, that's when everybody's coming at you because they're so impressed by the cuts and the veins and seeing it. They want to know what are you doing? When's your show? It gets exhausting explaining yourself 1,000 times in a week. But other people said they miss the atmosphere. They miss having the energy and other people around. Which was it for you?
Um, I'm more of the first type. I like having a quiet gym and just being able to train. I train late as it is usually. I don't like having a bunch of people around me. Um, I'm I'm a very in the zone kind of person. I don't like talking. I just put my headphones in and just train.
Yeah. Are you going to be doing more with like social media, YouTube channel now that
Um,
you're a
I'm
pro?
I'm planning on getting a YouTube channel going over this winter break, and I'm going to do that. I'm just going to have to try more engagement on social media. Like I said, I wanted to get the notoriety before um, I got famous on Instagram because people always told me, "Hey, man, you have the physique. You should post more." Well, yeah, but also I don't want to be known as that Instagram bodybuilder.
Mm,
I want to be known as a bodybuilder.
yeah. Yeah, you're doing it the way they did it many years ago before there was Instagram. Win
Exactly.
win shows and be the best, and then the fame will follow. Instead of getting the fame and then maybe I'll win a show someday, maybe not. But I have 100 million followers. Ha. So from here, it's kind of hard for anybody to say what's going to happen over the next few months. What are you thinking? What are you and Justin thinking as far as taking time? What do you want to improve on? If if next year's schedule is the way it's normally held, let's pray. What would so what improvements are you looking to make, and what would you like for your first pro show to be if in a perfect world?
I haven't really thought that far, honestly. I'm thinking probably the whole next year is going to be taken off,
Mm,
um, just because the COVID situation, obviously, and
yeah.
and I think it's going to it. So in between my last show and this one, me and Justin kind of calculated it, and I probably honestly put on about 20 pounds of stage weight
Wow.
because I weighed, you know, 206 at the Ronnie,
Mm,
and I was not as lean as I am now, and I weighed 223 at weigh-ins.
wow.
So I mean, give or take, it was probably about a 20-pound swing of actual tissue
Right.
put on my body this last 15 months.
Yep.
So if I could do something even half as good as that and put it all on my upper body over this next year, I think I could actually compete, and place, in the top 5 of some of these shows.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt at all. Like I said, your legs are done. You don't have to
Yeah.
worry. You don't have to worry about them. They're all set. They're good. I'd say, geez, another 15 pounds all on your upper body with the condition. Yeah, that's another thing. I gotta give you and Justin props because it takes most people many shows, years to get that crazy level of condition. There's so many. They try this, they try that. This works, that doesn't work. You guys figured it out fairly quickly, thank God, because yeah, that can hold people back. There were guys up there with you that have probably been on that stage 8, 10 times, still haven't quite nailed it, still haven't quite figured out that formula. But luckily for you, it didn't take. It's not taking 10 years or 20 years. You got
No,
it
I
down.
mean, Justin knows my body really, really well, and we don't make a lot of crazy changes or try to manipulate things. I mean, my last week I was eating the same stuff I've been eating for 2 years,
Yeah.
and we don't do a lot of cheats or crazy cookies or anything like that. We do a lot of rice and potatoes and meat, and you know we throw in a few things here and there, but it's nothing crazy.
Yeah. What do you like about Justin as a coach? About his style of coaching?
He cares about me.
Mm,
He just cares. My health is important to him. My success is important to him. He truly cares about his athletes. I mean, and he's done what I want to do. He's made it to the Olympia. He's won pro shows, and he's just a very down to earth guy. When you're hanging out with him, you're not talking about bodybuilding.
hmm.
You're talking about him fishing or some crazy stories he has, and um, that's the nice thing about him. He's not just a bodybuilder.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, man, I'm sure he has his reasons. He had his reasons, and everything. But man, I wish we had seen more of him on the pro stage. He was just so good.
Yeah.
The shape, the size. He just had such a great total package. But he's doing what I think it behooves a lot of great pros to do is to pay it forward, and he's helping people like yourself carry it on and do great things in the sport, which I think you will be doing. I notice. Are you also with a supplement company right now? I won't say it until you confirm it.
No, I mean I'm a tier operator for Recon One currently.
Okay.
I might be trying to get on with a company here or there pretty soon.
Okay.
So we'll just see how that pans out. And I know social media is a big aspect of it, so I need to get on that. And
Yeah. Yeah. Which it's on. I get it. I totally get that. It's a marketing thing. If you have 200,000 followers, that's 200 people are going to see your posts about their product every day. But I'd rather have the NPC national overall champion on my team, even if he has 10,000 followers, because you're gonna get more. You're gonna get a lot more
yeah,
followers. Versus someone that has 100,000 followers and maybe they were fifth place at a local show 5 years ago, and that's the only time they've ever been on a stage. But they
well,
know how to take really good pictures.
one, I think it's the information they put out too, because there's a lot of people that put out a lot of information and a lot of it's wrong.
Yeah.
And when I put something out, you're gonna know it's gonna be correct because I'm gonna research it and I'm gonna make sure it's right. And you know, I coach people too. I
Yeah.
mean, I haven't been doing it long, and I'm very low cost, and because I'm not experienced,
Yeah.
and some guys aren't that way, and they just want to make a quick buck. And I'm trying to do it the old school way and actually care.
Yeah. Yeah. That's commendable. There are a lot of people out there coaching who they don't really care about the clients. It's just like pay me, pay me, pay me, pay me, and I'm going to give you this cookie cutter diet I gave everybody else. But
Yeah,
no,
that's it.
there's still some people out there with integrity, yourself and Justin and a few others for sure. Man, I'm excited to hear that you're so inexperienced in all this. You're so new to the game because that tells me the potential. It's just barely being scratched right now. We have so much more we're going to see from you in the next couple of years for sure. And I do think taking a year off and putting that extra weight, come back and shock everybody. Because, man, if your upper body is at the level of your legs the next time we see you, people are in trouble. The other guys up there are going to be in trouble. You're going to be and it'll be one of those things where it won't be a paying your dues situation. You won't have to be, well, the judges don't know who I am yet. No, I don't know that many followers. No, no. If you're good enough, they're going to look at you. They'll put you. I've been to pro shows where that happens too. So it's all levels,
Yeah.
guys. It's physiques. It's not who you know or anything like that. Don't be ridiculous.
Exactly. I mean, if you show up and you're in shape and you look good, you're gonna win.
Yeah, it's but man, congratulations. This is a great title, obviously. Geez, Lee Haney, Sean Ray, Kevin Levrone, Victor Martinez, Cedric McMillan. More recent years, Sergio Oliva Jr., Hunter Labrada.
Yeah.
It's a great title to have, man. It's a great pedigree, especially in this day and age where there's a lot of ways to turn pro, and they're not all equally impressive. Put it that way. Where I asked somebody where they turned pro, and like, what? Where was that? What? It's all the same pro card. I understand, but there's always going to be an extra distinction for being the NPC Nationals overall champion. That's still, to me, the best amateur title you can win in this world.
I agree 100%. I mean, it still hasn't sunk in yet. I mean, I I was at dinner with my family and friends, and Jay Cutler actually sent me a video message, and
Oh wow.
I'm not gonna lie, it brought tears to my eyes, and
Mm.
I was sitting there, I couldn't believe it. He's my favorite bodybuilder, and he took time out of his day to send me a message, and that meant a lot. And I mean, I was getting my award from Lee Haney, like it.
Yeah, I
It's
saw that.
and backstage, he's talking to me, and giving me pointers already. That's lights out. I mean, I can't even understand it.
Yeah, two of my favorite people, Lee, especially Lee. Anytime I've talked to Lee ever, and I've talked to him many times, I always feel physically and mentally, emotionally better after
Oh,
talking to Lee Haney. It's like
100%.
uplifting person. So
I
much
mean,
good positive energy.
he made me feel like all this is going to be okay, because it's overwhelming. It,
Yeah.
it hits you hard, and I was getting a little frazzled from it almost, because I just stepped off the stage, and he comes up to me, and shakes my hand, congratulates me, and he's like, hey, keep that conditioning, work on your upper body and your posing. Your posing gets better, you're gonna be a good pro.
Yeah.
And so I'll never forget that.
Yeah, I mean, two guys you would really, most people are in their dreams, if they could ever get encouragement from, Jay Cutler and Lee Haney. We should all be so lucky. Those are two of the living legends we have right now in our
Yeah.
sport. So, man, Jonathan, congratulations. Geez, I wish we could see you back on stage sooner, but in a way, I'm glad we won't, because I know you're going to take the time and you're going to come back a version like that's going to make this look like child's play. It's going to overshadow this completely. So very, very good things ahead for you. I'm going to be watching with interest, as are a lot of other people. Social media is going to grow. Jonathan Withers 91, everybody on Instagram. Follow this man. He's going up, up, up. Any people you really want to thank? Any people in your camp or that played a big role in this for you?
Yes, sir. First off, my wife, like I said, she's in med school, and she still found time to help me reach this goal. And there was days where I'd wake up, I'd send my check-in pictures, and I'd be like, babe, I don't think I'm going to do this show. I think I should.
Froze on me there.
She'd look at me and go, quit being stupid. Send your picture to Justin. See what he has to say. And Justin, send me back the thumbs up. He's like, hey, man, we're on point. We just got to keep working. And she always believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And that I couldn't ask for a better partner. And and then obviously Justin, he, mentor, coach, friend. He leads by example, and shows me how to be a good person. And in an industry that has some that are very unsavory.
Yeah.
And so, and then just all my friends and family. I'm not going to name everybody, but if you know who you are, I've already spoke to you, and thank you, and I love you all.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations again. I want to thank you for your service to the United States of America. We all owe you a debt of gratitude for that, keeping us safe in those times, and be watching with great interest how you improve, how you get better, and because man, you were damn good this past weekend over there in Florida. So I can only imagine what you've got in store for us a year and a half from now. It's going to be something special.
Thanks,
So,
Ron.
cool.
I appreciate it.
That's it. Thanks everybody for watching. This has been the Ronline Report with your new NPC National Heavyweight Overall Champion, Jonathan Withers. We'll see you next time.